Elizabeth Judith, your courage coach with your cup of courage for the day. I truly believe that we are inextricably interconnected to one another. Each one of us is a vital piece of the whole. Each one of us is a perfect, unique, one-of-a-kind piece of this puzzle we call the universe. And it is imperative that each and every one of us shows up as our true, authentic self in order for all of these pieces to fit and work together as they were meant to. And unfortunately, most of us are contorting ourselves and turning ourselves inside out in order to be and do whatever it is that we've been conditioned to believe we need to in order to be loved or liked or be a good person or be successful. Many of us wind up saying yes to things that don't feel good to us, and we wind up staying in situations and relationships that don't feel good to us, either no longer or maybe they didn't even from the beginning. So many of us are choosing from a place of should. And I want to talk to you today about how important it is that we always do what feels right for us. Because when we're doing things that feel right for us, we're being true to ourselves, right? And a lot of times what keeps us from doing that is we're so afraid of what that other person is going to think. We're afraid of hurting that other person, or we think that other person needs us. We don't have a choice. And again, I firmly believe that we are so inextricably interconnected that if something is not right for me, it's not right for that other person either. Even if they can't see it in the moment, it's usually because they are coming from their unconscious, limited beliefs themselves. They are coming from scarcity, and they're afraid. They don't know how else they're going to fulfill that need, and they can only see you as the possible solution. But the truth is that we are so much more than that. It's so beautifully designed that honestly, that if it isn't right for me, it's not right for that other person. And not only that, but when I continue to try to fill that need for that other person, when it's not right for me, I'm actually denying that other person their perfect solution for whatever that is. You know, have you ever had one of those situations where when you finally had the courage to say no and get yourself out of some sort of situation? And at first, even the other person was so resisting, and then they found out, oh my gosh, they actually found this amazing person who was absolutely perfect, and it all worked out for the best for them, and now you're off and flying. That's really the way it's meant to work. And we need to trust that more. As I start to live this way time and time again, I have so many examples of that. And one way of even knowing it is, you're doing something that you're dreading. When you do it, it drains you. We're so afraid too that if we live this way, if we only do the things that feel right for us, that somehow we're now going to become these selfish, self-centered beings. And I find that that is just not the case. Who I am at my core is someone that wants to contribute, someone that wants to make a difference in this world. I have big vision for that. And when I start doing things that aren't right for me, but, out of feeling like I should because someone needs me or something like that, I get completely drained. I'm not even showing up as my best self. I'm certainly not able to contribute in the other ways that I really came here to contribute because I'm depleted. And again, I'm not even at my best doing what it is that I'm doing. And the truth is that we're not even fully serving these other people that we're trying to serve, because if it isn't right for us, we're basically trying to hammer that misshaped piece into something that doesn't fit and denying that perfect fit to come in and be the perfect solution. So when we are actually doing things that feel right for us, I'm not talking about physically exhausted. I mean, I've gotten passionate about things and gotten involved in things where, I just worked, and I was so exhausted and I was so tired, but it also at the same time was fueling me, It energized me and it felt so good and it felt so right. So I'm not just talking about that physical depletion just because you've been working so hard. I'm talking about, that feeling of where the thought of it even just drains you. Right? So I wanted to introduce you to that today because I truly believe it's so important that we be true to ourselves, and you can trust that. And you can trust that you're not going to turn into some selfish person. Just a couple videos ago, I talked to you about how important it is to speak your truth. This is one of the ways that it is vital that you speak your truth, that we tell people the truth about what's going on, and we say no when it needs to be no, and we say yes when it needs to be yes. We be true to ourselves, because that's the only way that we can show up as our true selves. And I truly believe that if we all did that, everything would fit together and so many of the ills of the world would heal themselves. That's how important I think it is. So show up as your authentic self. Be courageous. Go out there and live from your courageous heart.